Joe, how did Lappi win the weekend while others ran into so much trouble?
I'll tell you, Esapekka Lappi had a phenomenal race weekend where he was just smooth and consistent. This just felt like something where we don't talk about it in really any other sport when it comes to racing, and I feel it's almost a lost art. You're not the fastest throughout the race or throughout the days of racing like in World Rally, but you're just consistently fast enough so when others are making a mistake, you climb up the ranking. It sort of reminds me of like what we used to say in the past for Darlington, you're racing the racetrack, not the cars around you. What Lappy was doing, driving slow, he said, was making him go faster. With the conditions we were seeing, it was snowing outside quite a lot compared to years past where it was clear, cold, the traction was scrippy. When you had the ice and those big studded tires, you could go all out. That was not the case when it was snowing. And what we saw too was the first car for each stage, they were essentially the snowplow. So they would always have a slow time. We even saw to a point Thierry Neuville had the hood up. Elfin Evans had to go around him. There was some controversy. Could Thierry Neuville be playing mind games? And there wasn't an issue. So overall, Esapekka Lappi, he just drove a phenomenal race where he was just smooth all race weekend, race on the snow. That's the best thing you could do. Just be smooth. Don't make any mistakes, which is get on the brakes too hard where you slide, lose all the traction, or get on the gas and you go wide into the snow berms. That's what we saw Elfin Evans do. We saw other drivers get in trouble like that. He was just phenomenal. Nothing flashy. Just went out there, did his gig, climbed up the rankings, got the lead, in what was a very thrilling race weekend where we just saw a lot of activities. I mean, it's just seeing if you were leading at some point, you were going to lose it. Lappy took the lead, never let go. Well deserved win considering it's been such a long time since he won in World Rally Championship.
Well, Joe, an interesting situation occurred with the points for the first time. I know we talked about the change to that system a few weeks back on this program. Lappy won the race. Evans, however, he finished in second. He left with 5 more points, 24 to Lappy's 19. Terry Neuville up there as well with 18, almost equal with the event winner. So Neuville now leads Evans by 3 points in the standings. Lappy is 6th with 19 points behind Sebastian Ogier, who didn't race this weekend, but he had his 24 in Monaco. So what are your thoughts on this new system and how the rally winner didn't come away from the weekend with the most points?
I think there's two parts to that. The first one being we've seen other sports, you have bonus points for pole, fastest lap, but traditionally the winner will always have the most points. Formula E, for example, you can finish second place, be on the pole, fastest lap, you're not going to have more points than the winner. I know NASCAR with the stage points, if you were to win the 2 stages, finish second, the winner did not get any stage points. Technically, you could score more points, but the winner now has a spot in the playoffs. They're guaranteed in there, and playoff points more than anybody else. In this event, yeah, Lappy got the trophy. He's going to be in the records that he won the race, but he didn't get to capitalize the most on the points. I just feel like this is just not exactly the best look because at the end of the day, I started thinking, if you're going to make it to where the points are going to matter more than the race win in theory, and we're judging by the points, why not just change the results where instead of Lappy getting the win, you go by who scored the most points? I mean, Elfin Evans will be the winner, Lappy second, Terry Neuville. Now, of course, that changed the purpose, essentially World Rally racing, where it's not no longer who's the fastest throughout each day and the cumulative times, but that's what this point system does. This point system was designed to make it where the points will be closer, where if you had a bad first day where you crashed down, but then you come back Saturday, Sunday, you were much faster, you can score more points. So I feel like it really messes up sort of the strategy when it comes to the race weekend. It's like, okay, go out there, get the win. You're really going to have to push hard to try to sweep all the points, or else somebody that had a rough first day might be out of contention for the win. They're just going to go all out, get more points, tie you, or even get ahead. That's what we saw with Elfin Evans. He had an issue. He came back really hard. In the past, he would have gotten some 5 bonus points, but we still have Lappy getting 25. That's not the case. And I'm thinking this is a concern to me, not just in World Rally, but I'm wondering if World Rally is essentially making it to where it's no longer points awarded by where you finish, but how you perform. It's essentially like performance points. I feel like you're going to use performance points rather. Just change the results so whoever scored the most points leaves with the win. And I'm just getting wondering if you're going to see other series do that, where I don't like the trend of this. I know everyone wants a closer championship, but me, the winner should be at a position where they leave with the most points. Even if they leave tied, I know that sometimes happened in the past in the Cup Series. You let the most laps finish second, you were tied. But just something where when you win, you did something where championship wise, nobody could gain on you, equalize you. To be outscored by 5 points, I just feel like it just does not feel like you got the last say by winning it. It feels like I won, but here's the asterisk: I did not score the most points.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Joe, that's exactly how Nick Sanchez feels in the truck series for NASCAR. We know it's not entirely unprecedented now in that series with stage racing. Tyler Ankrum actually leads the truck series points due to his strong stage finishes on Friday night, but he only finished 11th in the actual race. That tells you how heavily stages are weighted in NASCAR today. We'll talk about that here in just a moment.